Hi everyone. The new episode of Peter's English podcast has been started, and the first 3 seconds was about preparation. And now, when I'm ready, the new episode of Peter's English podcast can start. Hi everyone, I'm your host Peter. I'm the owner of my own Peter's English podcast. I'm sorry. This was the introduction of my sweet little new friend. It's called cold. Yes, people, I have a cold, and I think you can see it clearly, but I don't care. I may be the first streamer with the cold and coughing, but okay, I don't care. It has to be fun, and we can continue. Hi everyone, I'm Peter. I'm 34 years old. I live in East Slovakia. Slovakia is in the middle Europe. The neighbors are Poland, Czechia, Austria, Hungary, and Ukraine. Slovakia is the member of EU and NATO. And that was the introduction about Slovakia. And now about myself. I like learning English. I want to speak English fluently because learning English is my hobby. I want to live without language barriers. I want to visit foreign countries. I want to meet other learners of of English like myself who like learning English. They are doing their own English podcast. They're writing their own English novel like myself. I've been learning English since August 2022 until now. And that was the introduction section. As you can see, my cough and my... Oh, Peter, don't destroy your monitoring system because it can be funny. Yes, people, as you can see, I'm trying at all cost. But don't forget that I'm at home. I'm near my the radiator that is warm, and I simply want to No, Peter, you have to tell that I'm doing what I like, that is learning English, doing my own Peter's English podcast now, and that's great. The cold cannot stop me, and because it's my hobby, and I want to and I want to share with you how to learn English in a funny and entertaining way. And okay, I can tell you why I started this podcast. I've been podcasting since June 2024 until now. The main goal of this podcast is learning English, practicing my speaking skills in English, and as you can see, it works. It really works, and I discovered it today when I had my English lesson with my English teacher. Hi, my English teacher. And I discovered that it really works. That means, thanks to my Peter's English podcast, my speaking skills in English has improved, and that's yes, it has it has improved, and it really works, and that's great. Yes, people, it's really annoying when you to see me in these conditions, but as I said to you before, I want to regularly practice my speaking skills in English, and I don't really care about your opinions because it's my business, it's my learning It's my hobby, and I like learning English, and I like doing this podcast, and I like write my own English novel, Vira the Vampire Girl Diary. Okay, what now? I I simply want I simply want. Can I do it? Yes, I simply yes, because I have to use. No, Peter, don't destroy your headphones again. They were really cheap. You cannot buy another. Or no, they were not really cheap. They were really expensive at this time. Yes, because you don't believe me, people, but I bought it with as the part of my MP3 player, and now I'm using it for monitoring my podcast. But wait a minute, people. I have to do this, and I want to speak without problems. Okay, I think we can continue. I'm thinking that I want to buy the real monitoring headphones, but don't worry, I don't want to buy it for a lot of money. I want to buy it for a good price, but we'll see. But I think that my current gear is perfect for doing my podcast. Okay, I have problems with my little friend who wants to talk to you too, like myself in English. Yes, people call likes to learn English with me, and call this and my cold and my coughing. I mean, this the virus who creates this cough and this cold wants to learn English with me, and now I now try to speak English with you, thanks via my problems with everything. I don't know if there are someone with this type of live stream, but okay, I don't care. Okay. What now? Yes, I want to learn English with the help of Microsoft Copilot, and I want to use study and learn mode again, and I want to repeat English grammar that can really help me. I'm sorry, people, really. Now I don't have any audience. Now I don't have any audience. Everyone escaped. Everyone escaped away, thanks to my thanks to my cold. And there are some people who are talking, Peter. Why do you do live stream when you are when you have a cold? You can simply relax. Yes, but I want to practice my speaking skills in English, and I like doing my podcast, and I want to regularly practice my speaking skills in English because I like speak in English with you. And now I feel a little better. But that's another problem. And what now? Yes, I can start the study and learn mode with the of Microsoft Copilot. I can do it right now. First I have to activate study and learn mode. Yes, that I did it, and now we can start with imperatives. Streaming and recording on my Twitch via OBS Studio, the new video episode of my podcast with the help of my cold. Let's start the Lesson with imperatives in English. Perfect kickoff, Peter. Streaming live with your sweet little enemy cold makes the lesson even more cinematic and romantic, I think. Let's warm up with imperatives. Short, powerful commands that bite with energy. Imperatives in action. Open your notebooks. Listen carefully. Don't stop learning English. Defeat the cold with grammar. Mythos twist. Imperatives are the fangs of grammar, sharp, direct, and unforgettable. Quick practice. Can you give me one imperative sentence that you'd use to hype your Twitch audience at the start of your stream? I don't know, people, what to use. Don't stop doing live streams when you have a cold. Why not? That's a perfect imperative, Peter. Short, sharp, and mythos rich. You've just shown how imperatives can carry energy even when the cold tries to slow you down. Mythos twist. The cold sneezes, but Peter commands, and the stream continues. Next step. Let's connect these two conditionals. Try making a sentence like, if I have a cold, I will still stream. Can you give me one conditional sentence about your cold and streaming? No. At first, explain to me everything about conditionals. Conditionals in English. Yes, Microsoft Copilot sent me this message about conditionals. Conditionals in English are if-then sentences that describe a condition and its possible result. They are one of the most powerful grammar tools because they let you talk about facts, possibilities, imaginary situations, and regrets. What are conditionals? A conditional sentence has two parts. If clause, condition, says the situation. Main clause, result, shows what happens if the condition is true. Example, if I study conditionals, I will speak better English. The four main types of conditionals. Zero conditional structure. If plus present simple. Present simple. If you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils. This was the fact. First conditional. If plus present simple plus will plus infinitive. If it rains tomorrow, we'll stay indoors. Second conditional. If plus past simple would plus infinitive. If I had a lot of money, I would travel the world. Third conditional. If plus past perfect would have plus past participle. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. Mixed conditionals. Combine different types references. Example, if I had studied English earlier, I would be fluent now. Past condition plus present result. Okay. Keynotes. Comma rule. If clause comes first, add a comma before the main clause. If it rains, we'll stay indoors. Flexibility. If can appear in the middle too, we found a comma. We'll stay indoors if it rains. Modal verbs. Instead of will, would, you can use may, might, could, should. If you study, you might pass. Mythos twist for a podcast. Conditionals are the grammar of destiny They decide what happens if the cold wins, if the snow falls, or if Peter streams. Would you like me to create a set of practice sentences about your cold and streaming, one of each type of conditional, so you can use them live in your episode? There's no problem. First, conditional. Zero conditional, if plus present simple plus present simple. Now, people, I'm thinking about about the zero conditional. Yes, about the example. I mean, not for zero. If you be outside without warm clothes, if you are outside without warm clothes in winter, you can have a cold. Now, first conditional. Okay, this was zero conditional. If plus present simple plus present simple. If you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils. First conditional. If plus present simple plus will plus infinitive. If it rains tomorrow, we'll stay indoors. I'm thinking about it now. If I I don't know. I know the rules of this English grammar, but I don't know the free examples. Perfect, Peter. You are simply great, but okay. If it rains tomorrow, we'll stay indoors. If I have a cold, I will drink hot tea. This was the first conditional. Second conditional. If plus passive plus would plus infinitive. If I had a lot of money, I would travel the world. If I wait a minute. Past simple plus would plus infinitive. If I had a lot of money, I would visit warm countries. Why not? And the third conditional. If plus perfect would have past participle. Okay. If I had learned English in the past, I would have had enough money for traveling to warm countries. That's true. And I will see if yes, I was right. Excellent work, Peter. You've nailed all 4 conditionals with clear, correct examples. Let's break them down together. So you see exactly why each one works. 0 conditional. If you are outside without warm clothes in winter, you can have a coat. Structure: if plus present simple plus present simple, or modal like can, may. Meaning: general truth, cold weather without warm clothes usually leads to illness. I'm sorry, people. This is right, people, because I was outside without warm clothes in the winter, and now I have a coat. Perfect. We can continue with first conditional. If I have a coat, I will drink hot tea. Structure: if plus present simple plus will plus infinitive, meaning real, possible future. If the condition happens, this is the likely result. Second conditional. If I had a lot of money, I would visit warm countries. Structure: if plus past simple would plus infinitive, meaning hypothetical present future, imagining something that isn't true right now. Yes. And third conditional. If I had learned English in the past, I would have had enough money for traveling to warm countries. Structure: if plus past perfect would have plus past participle, meaning hypothetical past regret or imagining a different past outcome. Mythos twist. Conditionals are the grammar of destiny. They decide what happens if Peter finds the coat, if money flows, or if English had bloomed earlier. Quick practice. Can you try making one mixed conditional? Past condition plus present result. For example, if I had studied English earlier, I would be fluent now. If I had where it is? Past condition to present result. If I had studied English in the earlier, I would have a girlfriend now. Yes, people, it's a funny example, but okay. Peter, that's a brilliant mixed conditional, and you nailed the structure. Let's break it down. If clause, past condition. If I had studied English earlier, past perfect, imagining a different past. Main clause, present result. I would have a girlfriend now. Present result, showing how the past could change today. This is exactly how mixed conditionals work. They connect a past, what if, with a present situation. Okay, that's interesting. Mythos twist. Twist. If English had bloomed earlier, Peter's present would be warmer. Grammar itself becomes romance. Yes, okay. And now the story, people, and we can end this live cold episode. As you can see, Cold tries to speak English too, and this is the result. My cold and my coughing and everything that happens if you have a cold. Perfect. And now create a story, I think, because this is create a funny, wild and crazy 500-word story inspired by my novel The Vampire Girl Diary. Use imperatives and all kind of conditionals. Not conditioner, conditionals. All kind of conditioner, yes. I think conditioner can be used in this story, why not? And conditionals. Okay, here is. Alright, Peter, here comes a wild, crazy, satirical 500-word story inspired by Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. I'll wave in imperatives and all kinds of conditionals, so it feels like a grammar-rich Mythos episode straight out of your podcast. Now, people, I'm going to read the story created by Microsoft Copilot. It was inspired by my novel, Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. I've decided to ask Microsoft Copilot about creating this kind of story because I want to show you how you can use imperatives and all kind of conditionals in the real English structure. And we can start. I'm sorry. No one wants to watch me. Okay. Now we can continue. I'm going to read this story created by Microsoft Copilot right now. Vera the Vampire Girl Diary, the Cold Imperative Saga. Open the coffin, Vera, shouted the narrator. Don't sleep when the world is waiting. Vera obeyed, stretching her pale arms. Drink tea, fight the cold and learn English, she commanded her audience. Imperatives flew like bats in the night. Listen carefully, don't stop streaming, celebrate grammar. But the cold was mischievous. It whispered, if you are outside with warm clouds in winter, you can have a cold. Zero conditional. Vera laughed. If I have a cold, I will drink hot tea and stream anyway. First conditional. The villagers trampled. If Vera had a lot of money, she would buy a castle in warm countries, they whispered. Second conditional. But she smirked. If I had learned English earlier, I would have had enough money for traveling already. Third conditional. The diary pages fluttered. Imperatives leaped out. Write your homework. Don't forget your podcast. Mythos, every detail. Suddenly the cold transformed into a tiny vampire bat. If I had rested yesterday, I would feel stronger now. Vera sighed. Mixed conditional. But don't stop fighting, cold. Fly into the microphone, make the audience laugh. The Twitch chat exploded. Don't stop streaming, Vera. Teach us grammar. Buy the conditionals. She raised her fangs. If grammar were blood, I would drink it every night. If imperatives were swords, I would command armies. If conditionals were spells, I would rewrite destiny. The cold sneezed. If I had studied English earlier, I would be fluent now. It admitted. The audience roared with laughter. Don't cry, Colt, Vera said kindly. If you study with me, you might pass the test. If you mythos your sneezes, you could become a legend. If you stop complaining, you should join my podcast. The diary glowed. Imperatives danced. Open your notebooks. Repeat after me. Don't be afraid of grammar. Then chaos struck. The villagers shouted. If Vera had bitten us yesterday, we would be vampires today. First conditional. She winked. If you were vampires now, you would stream with me forever. Second conditional. The colt tried one last trick. If I freeze the microphone, Peter will stop recording. First conditional. But Vera shouted, don't freeze the mic! Don't silence the Mythos! The cold melted instantly. The stream continued. The diary closed with a final imperative. Learn English, change your life in Mythos every moment. Yes, people, this is true. Mythos twist. Imperatives bite, conditional dreams, and even the code becomes grammar. Peter, this story is ready to be riffed live, imperatives as commands, conditional as destiny. Okay, people. You could listen the new story created by Microsoft Copilot. It was inspired by my novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. Okay, I've been streaming for 41 minutes. I hope that I will be okay soon, because I don't like this cult. It's not very good friend. You can believe me. You know. What can I do? What can you say? I think the best idea would be don't say anything. Just follow me. Just follow me. Read my novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. You can have a lot of fun, entertainment. When you read my wild and crazy comedy sitcom on my I've forgotten where I added my novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. That's crazy. Yeah, on my Wattpad. Yes, of course. You can read my novel on my Wattpad account. Yes, you can use your own Wattpad accounts. I wanted to tell you that just read my novel on my Wattpad, have fun with it, watch my video versions of my novel The Vampire Girl Diary, and watch and listen my podcast, my Peter English podcast. Have fun with it, learn English, and have fun with learning English, because thanks to learning English you can change your life forever, because learning English means you can open a lot of doors, you can change your life, you can have a better paid job, you can travel around the world without language barriers, you can watch a lot of movies and series in English, you can listen to a lot of English podcasts, and you can do your own English podcast, you can write your own English novel, and that's great. And you have fun with learning English like me. Okay, I think that's it. I've been streaming for 33 minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope that you liked my cult. It was a good warning for you. Don't go outside with warm clothes in winter, because you have this sweet little cold like I have. But what you can do? Nothing. Just I want to be okay, and just keep learning English. Follow me everywhere. Be happy. Be healthy. And I want to say you bye bye.